Hey, goodies positioning in the center, everybody. For once, I'm using a Pop-Tart with not a slideshow. Hey, Flavor, introduce yourself.
Strawberry. Hi everyone. It's my Pop Tart back at it again. Looking forward. Yeah,
So what we're doing
just a nice
right
little video.
yeah. What we're doing right here is we have ourselves an anime protagonist tier list, and we are essentially ranking them based off of how much work it took for them to get their power. This is an official tier list. You can find it right here, gifted versus hard work. That is what I made. And we're gonna simply start. I made a mistake in putting them all in Nepo Baby tier. Trust me, a few of these protagonists are gonna stay here, but not all of them. To explain the.
Right.
Alright, do you want to explain the rankings or should I?
No, you go for it.
Alright, so to explain the rankings, we have five. Built from nothing essentially means that this character essentially started with nothing but got their incredible power through purely hard work. Put in the time means that they were started with something, but it's not much to devalue the hard work. Both is like 50-50. Fortunate means that they started with a lot, but they had a lot of hard work to get there. And Nepo Baby essentially means they have absolutely no hard work, couldn't even know what it means.
Yeah. So another thing I wanted to let you guys know is that me and Bluefang are not equally versed in all of these characters. For instance, I've not seen Dondadon,
And
but um, yeah,
yeah, Okaroon is my pick for someone I know. He has someone from Kengan Ashura, which is an episode coming soon. But keep in mind, it's soon by my channel standards, so that's a lot of waiting.
so yeah. Let's get it started with Son Goku.
All right, I think it's safe to say that we either put Goku in put in the time or built from nothing.
I'm gonna go with put in the time because with Goku, he still had the Great Ape form given to him and his Saiyan blood.
His Saiyan blood did make him vastly superior to everyone. Not vastly, but pretty damn good for everybody on Earth, so he did have a jumping point. But everyone knows that the vast majority of his power was earned.
Exactly. Goku is like his whole point is that he can work through any limit and trains so hard that he's become essentially a god. And of course, you'd need to put in a lot of work to get up there. So there he is.
Yeah. Goku definitely put in that time, and his entire story is just hard work will define your limits. Goku was the obvious starting point, but I think we can jump around a bit. Who do you want to start with, and then I'll pick after.
Okay. I want to put Light Yagami on this list next. Yeah, no,
So,
this guy could be at the very. He could be the spokesman for Nepo Baby.
yeah, Light Yagami's not changing tiers. I just put him in the front so you can recognize that he did move. Light Yagami, very simply, he doesn't have powers. It's just one random day someone dropped a book, and all of a sudden he's a genocidal maniac.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he worked hard to hide it, but he did not work hard to use it. Like, he had no real training, he had no real struggles to get the book.
Yeah,
His work afterwards is fairly substantial, but to get the Death Note, he did nothing.
yeah. To get the Death Note, he did nothing. Alright, I'm gonna go up next and say Ash Ketchum belongs in both. He is a mix of hard
Yeah,
work
he
and nepotism.
Yeah, for starters, I mean, he did make Pikachu a relatively standard Pokemon, one of the strongest in the world.
Yeah. I am not at all saying that Ash isn't a good trainer and doesn't have like battle ready Pokemon, but he definitely like doesn't he definitely like doesn't struggle with catching Pokemon, and in short, like even Pikachu was just straight up given to him, and that is by far his best.
Yeah, and then you got go look at his some of his teams, and he's got straight up legendaries on there, like Sol Galeo.
And Melmetal.
Like, yeah, did he really earn Sol Galeo and Melmetal?
Yeah.
Heck, even Naganadel.
I don't like the name. I'm gonna go by Naganadel.
Either way, Ash Ash does have a lot of lucky moments, but he still worked extremely hard to get to the point that he was at the end of the anime.
Yeah. All right, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Midoriya.
Izuku Midoriya. So
Midoriya,
I'd put him in
yeah,
both.
yes. Midoriya was gifted one of the best
He was
quirks in
yeah,
the world.
he was straight up gifted one for all. And I am gonna just straight up say, like, even though he was gifted it, in the words of All Might, he was gifted it through his efforts. And he did have to go through 10 months of hell just to make sure his body could withstand just having it.
Exactly, and even then he wasn't fully ready. I mean, you saw how his arm looked after his after his first punch.
And even throughout the entirety of My Hero, him using his full power has always just been a do or die kind of moment.
Yeah, Midoriya also got lucky in the fact that every single power is passed down through All for One. I
He is
mean, not even All Might knew that.
Yeah, but I'd also kind of say that's a mix of both. On the one hand, he's lucky. On the other hand, it's hard work in the fact that he got them all to work as well as he did.
Yeah. So in the end, he is lucky that he got the power, but to bring it to its full potential, he did need to work extremely hard.
So he's got to go and mix.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. You know what? I'm gonna go with a bold statement and say Monkey D. Luffy is our first built from nothing.
I could agree with you to some extent, except the Nika Nika fruit is insane.
It is insane, but One Piece has a definite, like, built on destiny. Straight up, I don't think there was any other person who was going to get it aside from Luffy. Like, I think it was just
He
planned
did
that he was
also
going to
eat
get
the
it.
f- he did also get the fruit by accident from Shanks.
He got it by accident from Shanks, but counterpoint that I kind of used for Deku that moved him higher. That thing, it took him
Yeah,
17 years of training just to get it so it wouldn't ricochet to hit him in the face.
it is true. Like Luffy absolutely worked his ass off for everything he did. I mean, Gear 5 wouldn't exist if it weren't for the fact he was willing to die on Onigashima.
Yeah. I think at bare minimum, Luffy has to be put in the time, but I would argue that he's our first built from nothing.
Yeah, he there was a tiny bit of luck involved, but I'll give it to you.
All right, yeah. So Luffy's our first built from nothing.
Um, next I'm gonna go with Johnny Joestar.
All right. I haven't watched a
Let's
whole
put
lot of
him.
JoJo's, so I can't say
Yeah,
too much on this, but what do you think he's
you got
at?
him in the right. Put him up one more tier. There you go.
Fortunate?
Yeah, Johnny was extremely fortunate, but he didn't. He's not a nepo baby. He still worked for it. You see, with Johnny, it's that Johnny entered an across America race to win enough money to get him a surgery. Right?
Mm,
He's a paraplegic. He couldn't walk. So
gotcha.
his plan was to get on the horse and go. Luckily, though, he met Gyro Zeppeli, and Gyro had the spin, which is a naturally occurring thing. Think the force.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And through the spin, he taught Johnny how to walk again.
Gotcha.
The spin is able to manipulate living energy, and it fixed his legs.
Gotcha.
But then he did have to work hard throughout the race and to develop his stand Tusk.
So he got taught,
Stand,
from what I'm
yeah,
seeing, he got taught extraordinary power that he just had to work a little hard for.
yeah. Without Gyro Zeppeli, Johnny would be a no one. So he got extremely lucky that he met Gyro. He got extremely lucky that he had a stand. He had to work really, really hard to master both. I mean, Johnny died. Spoilers for part 7, but Johnny does end up dying midway through the story because of his sheer determination to beat another stand user, and he was brought back luckily. Um but yes, Johnny was extremely fortunate.
All right. So, yeah.
Just not a nepo baby.
He's close, but he put in that work.
He
So,
did.
all right, I'm going to kind of follow you up here and say that Yuji Itadori is another example of very fortunate.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Jujutsu Kaisen, but I do know that he's really lucky that he got the finger.
He's lucky that he got the finger, and also just the sheer fact alone of the very first episode tries to tell you that Yuji's a fucking prodigy in damn near any physical sport he tries to do. There's this whole scene in episode 1 where there's like a shot put contest, and he goes up against the world record holder and with ease demolishes him, never having done it before.
Yeah, I mean, again, I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know how to really comment on this, but it does seem like he at least had to do a lot in Gojo's training.
He had to do a lot in Gojo's training, and the main part of it is just controlling the power, but to say that he earned it is like no.
All right. I think next we can go with Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro's up there with like Goku and Luffy.
Yeah, I'd say that he put in the time.
I mean, he needed years upon years to master the breathing techniques. Um, there was no luck involved with him getting his family killed.
Yeah.
Like, he's had to do a lot over his years of training and years of becoming a demon slayer that, or a demon hunter, that there's no real way to say he didn't earn what he's gotten to.
Yeah. The
Sure, he's had luck in terms of training partners, but like otherwise he's been dedicated throughout the entire journey.
Absolutely, I will give him that. The only real thing I can say is that the only luck is again with training partners and teachers just recognizing his natural strategic abilities and that sense of smell, but I don't really think that is either way. I can see an argument for both built from nothing and put in the time.
Exactly. So honestly, I'm fine with either, but he has to be up near the top.
Yeah, if you feel like I don't know.
Yeah, we can put him in either. I don't mind.
I'm gonna put him up here. I've watched less Demon Slayer than you have, so I'm gonna take your word that he deserves to be built from nothing.
Yeah, he did a lot.
All right, so uh,
Your turn.
my turn. All right, let's get my character that Pop Tart doesn't know anything about out of the way. Let's go with Okaroon, who is another case of Midoriya syndrome. Amazing power, doesn't have the body to withstand it.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched anything from Don to Don. I know that Okarun and Momo are a thing, but that's about it.
So, to give you a short relay, a ghost that is essentially Grandma Flash stole his testicles, and now he has the super speed.
I do remember the golden balls, but that's about it.
So, yeah, from having his testicles stolen, he has super speed that's kind of comparable to Dash Par from Incredibles.
Okay.
And, he does have speed, but a major plot is that he can only go all out twice, which is like a super mega attack. He does get training to make himself physically have more stamina, but it's just kind of the fact that his work is not necessarily to be more powerful, it's just to actually have a body that can use it.
Okay. So if I'm getting this right, he was lucky that he ran into the grandmother and all that.
Yes, he was lucky that he ran to the grandmother, but all of his training is just making sure that his body can withstand it even a little.
Okay, so he still put in enough work to do it.
I could see him in both for this guy or fortunate now that I'm talking more about it. And probably considering his training, I'm gonna say more fortunate that it was as powerful as the granny is.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna do Okaroon, then it's my turn, and we're gonna go with Oma.
Alright. Where are we gonna put Oma?
Oma, Oma, we're gonna put in the work.
Alright.
It's the only reason he isn't at the top was because his greatest technique, the life advance, um, was not taught to him. It was given to him.
Gotcha.
See, the life advance allows you to increase your heart rate to such a degree that you become much physically stronger and faster than any human can reasonably be. He wasn't taught it though. Um, During a fight with his teacher's rival,
Yeah.
he was he was basically given an instant, like a manual heart attack. The dude heart jabbed him. He had a heart attack and gained the life advance.
Alright.
But otherwise, he has had to fight for his life in like the slums of this dystopian Tokyo, Japan. It's called the Inside. It's a rough world out there. And he was lucky to run into Tokita Nico, but even still, Oma had to do a lot just to be one of the best fighters.
Alright, I can definitely see that. By the way, stay tuned for when I do a Kengan Ashida episode. I might bring him on for the Hunger Games.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
You want to get brought on? I'll bring you on.
Perfect. I'd be so down for that.
Alright, sweet. I'll let you know when it's happening.
Sure thing.
Alright, anyways, my turn to pick a protagonist, and I'm gonna go with my favorite soap opera ninja, Naruto Uzumaki. I think it's safe to put him in both. Maybe a little more
Yeah, as it
fortunate.
yeah, I mean, he was given a lot at birth given Kurama,
And being an
but
Uzumaki.
yeah, but otherwise, I mean, he did have to work a lot to get anything else.
And besides, like, you even saw, like, when he was learning the Rasengan, even Jiraiya put it, like, damn, this kid's so stupid, he needs a shadow clone to make the Rasengan.
Yeah. Uh he's naturally he's naturally powerful, he's not naturally talented.
Yeah. Which is why I say it's both. He has a lot of power, just his training is mostly finding ways to use it.
Yeah, his he's had to work a lot, obviously, and there's no real way to like there's no it's not all natural like
Yeah,
someone like Light is.
exactly.
Okay,
Your
if we're
turn.
going for the next one, I think we're gonna go with Ichigo Kurosaki.
Ichigo. All right,
He's
I
gonna go
would.
into Fortunate.
Yeah, yeah, I would definitely say between the big three, Ichigo definitely had to work the least for his power.
I think that his greatest moment of training would be his Dangai training with his dad or someone. I forget who it was,
I only
but
seen 30 episodes of Bleach, but even I was like, damn, they are really setting this kid up to be a fucking prodigy. If here are these pro Soul Reapers trying to run, and then Ichigo just takes the attack head on.
yeah, no. The one thing later down the line, he does do this really intense training in the Dangai, and the Dangai is basically like this in between realm, and it's he trains there for like 3 months straight. So Ichigo does do things later in the series to power himself up, but the fact that he had both Quincy and Zanpakuto blood like that, he had two Zanpakutos, like it's ridiculous. He does get a lot of stuff just because of who he is.
Yeah, I've mainly seen that a lot of his power ups is just coming to terms with what he is.
Yeah, some of them are, but some of them he did actually have to work for. Way later, you don't even know what this is, but True Shikai is absolutely his. Like that's he worked for True Shikai.
Yeah. All right, real quick side note before we continue on. There's a story I have with Ichigo specifically where very early on they do like a murder mystery of who killed Aizen, and because I know the
Uh oh.
slightest bit about Bleach, I know Aizen is not dead.
Yeah, no, he's oh no, not yet.
So I was just like, "Oh, this arc doesn't matter because Aizen is not dead."
Yeah, no, not quite.
All right. Final choice, I'm going to go with Edward Elric.
Ed put in the work. I think Ed. Sure, alchemy is like something that was given to him, but literally everyone in that franchise,
Yeah, alchemy is a universal power system, and I was just more going to say that I don't know. I think he was kind of lucky in that he got the augmentations, which helped him out. But I guess you can also put
other
that as
than
a
Winry,
backfire without Winry.
Winry was the only reason that I wouldn't put him in um from nothing.
Really?
Yeah, no, Ed Ed had to do a whole lot of stuff for himself. I mean, alchemy he had to teach himself
Uh,
because without any like parental figure other than his grandmother, there wasn't anything he could do.
right. I keep forgetting that he taught himself alchemy.
He had to teach himself. So without Winry, I would argue to put him in from absolutely nothing.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. All right, well, you can definitely see how that very much so changed my answer.
Ed is extremely high up in my board, just not quite nothing.
Yeah. Which leaves us with Denji from Chainsaw Man.
Denji's an interesting beast. um, I'm gonna put him in 50-50.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, is there a tier you want to put him in?
To be honest, I'm thinking about it. He's such an interesting beast. I really can't give him anything other than 50-50.
Yeah, because he did work quite a bit to be as powerful as someone even as low tier as Katana Man. Like, he did a lot to train himself to fight, but his chainsaw ability and the people around him included a lot of luck.
Yeah. His trained
Um,
a lot to learn
yeah,
how to fight. Once he did that was all heavy coasting riding from there.
yeah. Denji isn't completely. He wasn't given everything that he has. I mean, he himself had to form his bond with Pochita,
Yeah.
but like all his power boosts from Makima, from Power, from Aki, like that was all very lucky from him.
Yeah, that's very true. So, I think that puts us at a definitive list, or at least everyone's in the proper tier. Now I just have one question. Do you want to order the tiers?
Sure, why not?
All right, so starting off with Nepo Baby. Done.
I'm done. Yeah,
Fortunate. Who would you. At the bottom is most fortunate, at the top is the least fortunate.
I'm gonna go with least fortunate is Itadori.
No, I'd argue that Johnny can stay there.
Okay,
I'd actually put Itadori up there with Yuji and say that it's Johnny, Okaru, and Itadori. Or actually, Ichigo, then. I don't know. I think
you know,
Ichigo needs to stay at the bottom,
Okarun.
but Itadori can be
You know,
right there.
yeah. Again, I'm not. I can't really input much on Okarun, but You know what? That's okay with me. I like Johnny being the least fortunate.
Yeah, I'd say Okaroon is. I would say Okaroon is the least fortunate if it wasn't for the fact Johnny's a fucking paraplegic.
Yeah,
Because as the Turbo Granny put it himself, Okaroon was the least qualified person to take her powers and the absolute worst pick, in her
yeah.
opinion.
No, it's just that Johnny beforehand was really unlucky.
Yeah. And now for both for this guy.
I think Itadori could be put at the top. Not Itadori, sorry. Midoriya.
Midoriya, yeah. I think he's definitely the most hard work, and I gotta put Naruto at the bottom.
Yeah, and then that looks fine to me. Midoriya, Ash, Denji, Naruto.
Yeah, that seems sane to me here. Like, really, I can't complain about the list too much. And now it's about time for put in the time.
Ed first. Ed goes into first place.
Yeah, I think honestly, from what I heard, it should go Ed, Omha, Goku.
Um, yeah, we can go with that. Oma only got lucky with the fact that his trainer was good and the life advance was given to him.
Yeah, Goku just got a little more lucky with Saiyan genes in a world of Earthlings.
Yeah. So, and then with Luffy and Tanjiro, I think Tanjiro should go at number one.
As much as I want to argue differently, I don't know. I don't have a valid argument coming up with it. I
You know,
definitely
because like, yeah, compare. Look at Tanjiro. His only thing that came out from like the very beginning was his tactical mind and sense of smell. Then you
yeah.
look at Luffy, and he got his devil fruit gifted to him, and that devil fruit is something else.
Technically, he stole it.
Yeah,
I still very
but yeah,
firmly
I think
believe that
yeah.
Destiny had plans to make Luffy eat the devil fruit no matter what, and that there
No,
was
I
no
agree with
alternate
you.
route.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just think that Tanjiro was put through so much more unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, that's very true. So, all right, if you wanted a list, here it is. At from least hardest working to most, we have 14 Light Yagami, up a tier, 13th Ichigo, 12th Yuji, 10th Okaroon, ninth Johnny, up a tier again, 8th Naruto, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Well, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Then up a tier, you got Naruto, Denji, Ash, Midoriya. Then up a tier again, you have Goku, Oma, Ed. Then up a tier again, you have Luffy and Tanjiro.
Yeah, I think that's a really solid list.
I like how every member of the big three is the worst of their tier.
That is a little interesting.
Yeah. I guess once again, as I said, this is a tier. This is a tier list template I made on tiermaker.com. So if you would like to challenge my bukes and have your own list, assemble it, then I don't know, send me a link to the image you have in the comments. I'd be happy to read in discourse.
Yeah.
With all that, take care. Do you have any special words, Mr. Strawberry?
Uh, no, I think I'm good. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. Probably going to do another Pokemon video, and then I'll come back for the Kengen Hunger Games.
Yes. Take care. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.